welcome to Metro Hawaii. Come in.
Very cool.
Right.
Hi, Carrie.
Hi,
so
welcome.
What do we have here?
So this is Metro Hawaii. This is, I think, Hawaii's first indoor urban hydroponic farm. And so we grow everything here hydroponically, which means without soil. And in fact, I'm using a variant of hydroponics called aeroponics, in which the roots just hang in the air and are misted periodically by nutrient solution. So what you're looking at right now is one of our crops. It's called ice plant or glacier lettuce, and it's a really unusual plant. It comes from a South African desert, and so it's adapted to growing in really dry, arid conditions, and has learned how to adapt to growing in salt water. And so these are actually growing in some salt water with fertilizer, and what happens is you can see, hopefully, is on the stems and the leaves, these things that look like ice crystals. They're actually little cells that fill up with salt water, so the plant can absorb that salt and still keep on growing with the fresh water that's available. What it does for eating is it gives it a really nice, crunchy, salty taste. A little bit like sea asparagus, but a little bit softer and a little bit less salty. So this is one of our crops. Like you see all these different ages of plants here. I keep producing it in cycles that always have enough to supply the restaurants. This is about maybe 2 months old now. They keep yielding for about 2 months or so after in this section of the farm is the rest of our crops. We grow primarily lettuces and other leafy greens, and then also we'll take a look later at the microgreens. So again, these are still all the aeroponics. These are lettuce seedlings getting ready for transplant. So what happens is they start off by growing in these little plastic containers, and they have a little bit of a peat moss plug here. So seed goes right into that hole, and it sprouts. And this is about, I think this is about planted on Friday, so just 5 days old. So you see starting to sprout already. And then a week later, they're about this size, and the roots are starting to come out. And then another week later, and they're this size. So these will be transplanted on Thursday into the larger units for a full-size grow.
Wow.
Actually,
They're like your little babies.
Yeah. So this is just a demonstration, or you can take a look at how these nozzles are used. So again, this is aeroponics. So it doesn't sit in water. It uses these nozzles here, and there's a pump that turns on. And I just want to show off my computer-controlled system here. So these are all on timers that are computer-controlled and can be even operated from a smartphone. So if I turn this on, don't get wet.
Woo!
But it really fine mist, so that's ideal for the roots. Doesn't get super wet, but it is able to get a lot of water to absorb. So again, that goes on for about 5 seconds every 5 minutes, and that's enough to supply the roots. So again, they start off in these high-density containers first for the first 3 weeks. And then we move them over to these same kind of containers, but with more spacing. And so that's what the roots look like. These are about maybe 4 weeks old.
And that's lettuce.
Yeah, these are butter lettuce. So this is a special variety also. It's called Salanova. They produce a little bit smaller leaves than the typical butter lettuce, and they have a really small core, so it's nice for the restaurants. They just have to cut off a little bit, and the yield is really good.
Awesome. All right, Carrie, how can people get more information about you and your farm?
We're at the website is at metrogrowhawaii.com. We also have a Facebook page, an Instagram page to see latest pictures, and then on the website is information about the kind of products we grow. Right now, we're just primarily selling to restaurants, but in the near future, I'm hoping that I will also be able to do kind of like a little farmers market where people can stop by and pick up some of these crops.
And this is just a little sneak peek of what you have. You actually have a little bit more. So for more information, follow him online. He's a one-man band.
Thanks.
Very cool. Thanks, Carrie.